Today's video is gonna be in real time. Tracey Ryerson does a set of nails that she reproduced from the Fenty Fashion Show Volume 3 on Amazon. This is your favorite look, right, Trace?
This is my favorite look.
This is the Nude Holo look. All of it in real time. Check this out right now.
Okay guys, we're gonna be doing a real time. We're doing a fill, a little twist. She has a broken nail. It happens, clients come in, you're expecting just a fill. Gotta do a little more work than expected. It's been a bit since I've been sitting down doing nails, so we're gonna give this a whirl and see what happens, and hopefully Kira's fingers don't fall off. We're switching her out from, I believe, 2 different sets, a Halloween look and a set that she had done on herself, and we're gonna switch her to a look we did for Fenty. It's a really simple look, but I think it's a really beautiful look. I hope you guys like it. Let's get started. Okay, so we're always gonna start by pushing back the cuticles. Kira was explaining to me that one hand's been like 3 weeks since it's been filled. The other hand's been filled more recently than that. It really doesn't matter to me because we're going to get to it. And this is the time that I actually assess. So don't typically need the clients to, because sometimes they want to point out every single flaw and everything and stop, show you their crack. It's like, I'll see it when I'm pushing back the cuticles. We're gonna switch to our safety bit. I try to prep as much as possible before a client gets in. So I'm prepared with my clean safety bit. I'm gonna go to about 15,000 RPMs and get everything removed. And I just realized I wore a big clunky sweater. Probably not really gonna be smart halfway through this service as far as being hot, since we turn off all the air while we're filming. So we're just taking that safety bit and gonna remove, you said this has been about 3 weeks?
Maybe even longer.
Because you're not really grown out much. You're really close to the cuticle, which some clients are like that. Some grow more than others. It just makes it more difficult to remove the product when it's so close to their cuticle. But we're gonna get as much as possible, and then we'll let the arbor band do the rest. Yeah, this looks like a fresh painted set. Okay, so we're just tickling away that product. And again, this is my time also. I'm taking a look at, is there any problems? Is there any lifting? Is there any cracks? This is when you really start to expose, those hidden secrets, those hidden gems of surprises that you're like, oh crap, come on. Really, not today. So far, so good. I probably just jinxed myself. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Bring it down just a little bit with a new bit. Sometimes I don't even have to go as fast as I typically go because it just goes right through that product. And we're just lightly putting pressure. Guys, if you have a bit and you're feeling like you have to put a ton of pressure, it's probably time for a new bit. That's what we like about new bits. We go much faster with a new bit because it's barely touching and it removes the product. Now, I don't get super stressed, guys, also about removing all the product from the tip. Another is just kind of sped. It's a sped technique. We're doing sped techniques today. It's another speed technique is I have to hand file a little bit anyway around the edges when I finish filling. So that'll all come off. So I'm not worried about it. And she's not going nude on top of it. We're putting color on top. So again, not really stressed about it. So let's get this. Yeah, this hand's actually grown out more than that hand. Did we just polish them?
This hand? Yes.
Oh, you just polished? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why. See, client secrets coming out. Yes, When they just polish them, they put it butt it up right to that cuticle area, and then it makes it more difficult to file everything away. You gotta be a little more careful, which is nothing wrong with that.
I'm working on it.
No, you got it. You did good. You just made it a little more work for me, which is okay. I love this set by Karen. If you guys haven't checked it out, this set was Karen's I cannot speak. It's a Beetlejuice set she recently did, and they're so cool. And I loved that she used, if you look at the next one, you're gonna see that she used actually slip pour with gel to make this slime, this glittery slime look. Very cool.
I've never had a Halloween set before, so it was kind of fun.
Well, you had a half of one. Not a full one. That's the thing about working here. It's never a complete set. You're always half done. I had to do my nails right before this. I'm like, oh shoot, they're scary looking. It's like, oh, you work for a nail company? And then the minute someone says that, I put my hands away. Like, no, don't look. You cannot look. So this one is actually acrylic, right? No, they're all acrylic. This one's gel, flip side. And this one had broke on you. It happens. So we're gonna take this down a little bit all the way down so we can just do it with acrylic like you have the rest. Push my glasses up so I can see. Again, we're just getting to that bottom layer. I'm not going all the way down, but getting as far down as possible without touching that natural nail. Okay, we're gonna switch out to the arbor band, and this will drive Habib crazy if he sees it in videos, so I'm gonna actually clean up after myself. Costing me time, Habib, but I'll do it. Gonna season that new arbor band. That way we don't cut to our clients. They're always appreciative. And then I'm gonna take it down to about 5,000 RPMs. Again, just a light touch. And then we're gonna tuck into those corners. And guys, if I get off camera, please let me know, because I'm not gonna doing it on camera and doing it in real life is totally two different things. And if you notice, Kira is kind of becoming a contortionist for me. I don't, after so many years of doing nails, we won't talk about how long it's been. It's been a while. I want to make sure we get that off. I don't conform to my clients. I have them move with me. It doesn't hurt them. It might be a little awkward at times.
It's actually more comfortable than trying to
Yeah, I think so.
at the angle.
But they just twist with you, and then you don't have to move your body. And after years of doing it, and you're moving around the table and bending halfway across the table and all this stuff, you are going to have a bad back and you're going to have bad shoulders. And so you have to realize that you sit in the table all day, your client does not. They need to move with you. Okay, again, just on a very low speed. I'm putting very little pressure. We're cleaning up that cuticle. Super, super important when it comes to prep, guys. That's why I season that arbor band, is so I can tuck right into that cuticle. A lot of people that are having lifting issues will say, oh, but I am getting it in there. And then when I watch them, it's like, not really. Oh, she's trying to help. Sorry, it's funny. It didn't matter, but it's just a process in my head. Right side first, left side. And it's like, that's what, actually another speed technique is being on an automatic pilot and having habits. It's not necessarily if someone does it differently that it's wrong. It's just a habit. It's just like, I usually go pinky to thumb. It's not necessarily that you have to, but I'm on automatic pilot when I'm doing nails, and so it's just the way I was taught, and if I try to mess it up, I'll probably forget to do something. Okay, so we're just grabbing that color off. And a little, that black is being stubborn, there we go, and then her brokey.
So with a broken nail like I had, is it necessary to or best to take it down like you did, or could you just take it down a little and kind of build off of the leftover product?
You would want to take the free edge completely down for the most part. It's very hard to add length to a long nail. You end up with ledges and you can end up with a weak spot. So I would prefer to take it down, and then with it being two different products, and I'm going to put acrylic instead of gel, I prefer to take it all the way down, especially when you're working acrylic over gel. Gel over acrylic works amazing, not so much the opposite way. So when it's that way, my phone's going off, sorry guys, just checking. Real life, have a couple things going on today, so I want to make sure I'm not ignoring my other jobs that I'm supposed to be doing, but I kind of am. Okay guys, we're going in with that one coat. But yes, so if it was gel, you know, filling acrylic with gel is not a problem. It's got a little black left right there. But going the opposite way, it doesn't work as well. So my preference is to thin it down. Okay, we're going in with that one coat, kind of wiggling it. I'm worried about the cuticle area mostly. The rest of the nail, I'm not too worried about. I just kind of follow through because acrylic will stick to acrylic very well. And then we're gonna go in with our second coat. Guys, remember, 1 time for most, 2 times for heavy lifters. I don't want to know if she's a heavy lifter. We're just gonna go in with 2 coats and not have to set it and forget it, as they say.
Do you need to let Protein Bond dry completely or cure it in between, or anything?
Protein Bond does not dry, so it will stay sticky. Now it's kind of wet. I do like to give it a few seconds, but even if I'm doing a repair, I'll go pretty much right into it. It's not like a primer. It's not going to get a tacky. I think I just did that one 3 times. You know what? That's another question I get a lot is, you know, you say to do 2. Is 3 even better? You can get to the point where you actually over protein bond or oversaturate the cuticle area and end up with lifting. So it's not something I usually recommend. I'm going to focus on her brochy first because it's gonna take, because we're gonna add more product. It's actually gonna take longer to cure or dry. So I'm gonna focus on it first, get that done, and then we'll go into her fill. Let's see, she has clear, which is interesting to me. She has beautiful nail beds, which clear will work just fine with. I typically don't ever do clients' nails in clear unless they're doing art or something that I need it see-through and want to be able to see it. And the reason being is most people have flaws. She has gorgeous nail beds. We hate her. Yes, we do. So we don't have to worry about it. But if you don't even want to have to think about it, it's like put a nice cover pink on them or something that goes with most people's skin tone. And then you can walk away in your setup for anything you want to do past that pink and whites. You're set up for ombres. You're set up for anything that you're going to want to do without having to worry, oh crap, she wants a pink and white now, or she wants a nude now, and now I have to remove all this clear and reapply something else. So, but since she has pretty nail beds, it don't really matter. She can do what she wants. But that is my advice.
Start working on transitioning to cover pink.
It's all preference. First acrylic of the day, guys. We all know my saying, the first 3 nails don't count. Because you are getting used to the room temperature, you're getting used to the feel of it. Everything changes every day. So especially with acrylic, it's like, is it warm? It's going to be runny, or not runny, sorry, that's gel. If it's warm, it's going to be setting up very quickly on you. If it's cold, it's going to be running everywhere. So the first 3 nails kind of give you an idea of what you're dealing with. I kind of spend a little bit longer on the first couple of them, and then we can jam. Okay, next. So now we're going into the fill. Fills, we don't need much product. We're just gonna take a very little wet pure pearl. We can do this. And we're gonna just fill the back area. I'm gonna kind of hold her down because it was a little wetter than I expected, and just blend it through. Done. Next, same thing, smaller pearl because it's a pinky, very wet. Tuck it to the back, blend it through.
So you've said I've had really small nails before, and so how do you gauge with your different clients, like what size pearl you use?
Usually you are going for, just for a fill, about a quarter size of their natural nail bed. Honestly, it's something you learn. You get a feel for it. And it also depends, like, let's say you grew out faster than you do. You had a lot more growth that needed to be done. Then I would want to pick up a bigger pearl, and I probably would want it a little more drier of a consistency, so I didn't just wipe it away when I put it down. So it's all kind of like that. Your finger that we just repaired, if you notice, the pearl was a little drier. That way, when I'm moving it, it doesn't just disappear on me. Like you wipe it off, it disappears. You're like, where did it go? And it's like, so it's different consistencies and different pearl sizes. And if you notice, like when I pick up a pearl I don't like, or I go, oh no, that's too big or that's too small, I usually just wipe it off. I know a lot of people are like, no, I'll just make it work. And it's like, it's just more work to make it work. Just get rid of it and move on. But yeah, you do have small little nail beds, which are nice. They're not too bad. Your pinkies are pretty darn small, and everybody thinks like smaller nail beds are nicer to work on. Not true, my friends. It's not true. They're actually harder to work on because especially as I get blinder with age, I can't see a darn thing. And when they're that tiny, it's like, I don't feel like I need a magnifier anymore. In fact, someone was talking about that. They have the ring light with a magnifier on it. And I'm like, brilliant. I so need that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, but your nail beds are very nice. I know I keep saying that. I'm just a little jealous. Okay, so someone asked me if I like to pinch. Yes, I do like to pinch. We want to come back once it's set up enough where it's pliable, where I can still kind of pinch it, form it, but not where I'm going to mush in the sides. My impatience, sometimes I have mushed in the sides. Full disclosure, I have done it. But what I do, I'm waiting for the stuff to dry. That's why I'm not moving on, because I know she's not dry yet. If I was to mush the side, I actually will take my finger and mush it back. And then apply another pearl. Everything's fixable, guys. Everything's fixable. Okay, I've already seasoned my file. Again, another speed technique, because I like to season them when I buy them, and that way I don't have to worry about doing it in front of your client. Now, you guys, you might be like, why are you filing instead of electric filing? Because I barely put any product. There's not much to file. However, she's still wet. While she's drying, we're gonna get out our rest of our stuff to finish her set. Ultimate finish. We're gonna use Champagne 101, and we have ourselves a little holo. No, we do not sell this holo. Yes, I am very sorry, Amazon. But it is the look that we chose for. Do you know that? Do you know that method?
Tapping to see if it's set up.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Thud.
Compare
Tap,
the
tap,
heights.
dry. Thud, thud, not dry. So this one's doing pretty good. And if I lightly foil over it, I feel better about myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it puts friction, which causes it to dry. So we're just lightly, guys. Yeah, you're still wet. We're gonna do some shaping. We're gonna occupy Tracey's brain so she doesn't mess up the rest of the set, and kind of just shorten them so that they're around the same length until we can move on.
Since we're talking about drying in a different way though, what about when people are trying to put acrylic tips on the trainer hand? And it's not setting up?
Yeah, you mean like gluing tips? Like,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha. It's so hard to do, guys. So if you're trying to glue a regular tip to the trainer hand, the reason it doesn't like to dry, it's not that you have bad glue, it's that there's no body heat coming from that trainer hand. So therefore, there's nothing that can help speed up the drying. So you have to hold it for quite a while, quite a long time, because it's just not going to dry on you. And so the key to doing it, patience. It's going to take a moment. And again, what I love about fills, and this is why I preach maintenance, is how fast fills are. And not that, guys, I know I talk about speed and fast and all that, but how much easier is this than doing a full set every time, or we're soaking them off and doing a full set when there's no need? Her product is color consistent. I'm not worried about it fading or getting a peached out tone or anything like that. I'm just not worried about it. So why not do maintenance instead of full sets? And I don't have a buffer, which I typically don't use a buffer, but since they're semi-wet, or were, I just got them a little more textured than I like. But it's cool. It's cool. We'll go over it actually with this. Now this is not something I always do, but because they were a little wet, I want to make sure I didn't put a lot of pressure behind that cuticle area. So I'm just going to make sure that cuticle is nice and smooth and blended in. So again, just about on a 5. Follow through. There we go. Much better feel. Okay. The reason I don't want to do a buffer typically is, if I did find a buffer, it would have been a very light buff. It would not have been an aggressive buff, because when I put stuff on top of it, you can run into peeling if you've buffed it smooth. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we got a tap tap. Let's see if I break. Isn't this the nail that I broke the last time?
I think it's one of my thumbs.
Was it? Okay.
We're good.
Well, don't jinx me. We say we're good, but you never know. Okay, I need you a little closer. And I do like going around with that arbor band, especially on her, because she does have such small pinkies, especially. It's easier for me to tuck into her cuticle area to make sure it's nice and smooth with that arbor band versus with this file. That's why I love the electric file so much. It's so much easier to get where you need to go than a big old hand file, though I love hand filing for refining, which is what we're doing right now. Again, we didn't add much product, so there's not much shaping or anything we're doing. We're just, let that dry a little bit more. We're just refining.
And why 150 files instead of one of the other ones we have?
Because it's absolutely my favorite.
Tracey's
Because
favorite, everybody.
It's my favorite. What's funny is Habib just had this question for me. He's like, what's the difference between arbor bands that are brown, the arbor bands that we have now, which are zebra? You know, I said, it's the same as my hand file. There's different grits. We have different grits. We have different material. The 100 is a white material. It's not a zebra material. And the only way I can describe it is the ride. I like how the zebra rides. I like the feel of it on the nail. I like how it smooths everything out, but still leaving just the right amount of texture. So that's why I like them. Now, there's a lot of people that like the 100s, and that's their preference. I kind of think it goes back to what you're taught with, too. Like your first love, you know? Mm-hmm. So, because I am doing a little bit more on this one, I pulled out that safety bit. Again, don't need to do much. Let's shape you.
And seasoning your file is really important too, right? Otherwise, I'd probably just been cut by now.
Yes, and that's why I like to do them when I first get them, then I don't forget. I have been cut severely by a file. They come out of the box extremely sharp, and you don't want to do that to a client. So don't worry about it. Season your files. So we're just going to compare a little bit. Check our sides. Make sure those are nice. Sorry guys if I'm getting extremely close, but this is when I become one with the nail. I want to make sure everything looks right. So we're going to get a little bit closer. So if I'm blocking your view, tough luck. Okay, I think I'm happy. Okay, so we are going to take, I'm going to dust her off a little bit. I don't have my clients go wash. We actually did a video on this earlier. Reason I don't have them go wash, I know I've said it before, but there's a couple reasons. First of all, you lose your client. They're in the bathroom, they're doing whatever, and you're like, I could be working and I need to be working and I'm not working. This is frustrating. Second, a lot of soaps have oil in it. It's just like smoothing the nail out with a buffer. You're gonna get peeling. We have a little black left over. You're gonna get peeling, and we don't want that. So we don't want them using any soaps with oil, or they run their hands through their hair while they're looking in the mirror. We don't want that either. So all this prevents them from doing all of that and causing problems. So if you ever have someone go wash and they come back and your gel is like pulling or separating and you're getting super, super frustrated, it's probably because they got into something. And it's best just don't have them wash on their way out. Okay, we're gonna use Champagne 101. I love this color.
Is there anything that you can do as a nail tech while your clients, like if they actually have to go in the bathroom, like while you're waiting?
Oh, you tell them to hold it? Because there are times sometimes you just, what are you gonna do, right? Mm-hmm. Your client has to go to the bathroom. If they can, you know, in a perfect world, they hold it and they wait, because if you've just prepped and they have to go to the bathroom, you're gonna have to re-prep everything. So you have to be very, communicate with your client before they sit down. Please use the restroom if you need to use the restroom. I can't stop in the middle or you're gonna have to wait until I have all the product on and then you can use the restroom. So communication, because you don't want them doing that to you or you will cry. It's very frustrating when you have to re-prep, especially. It doesn't take long, but it's super frustrating and I don't like doing things twice. And what was the whole point in the first place? Like, I don't need the practice. So, I think an orange would stick out, but I don't know where they are. So just checking to make sure there's no movement. We're gonna stick her in the light. It's on. Should be. Oh, should have automatically come on. Do that. Anyway, so clients, if you're a client watching, please don't stress your nail tech out like that, especially if you're going to be in the bathroom for a very long time. It really stresses us out because all we can see is the clock ticking and our next client coming in, and we're just dying. But we've all been there. We've all had to use the restroom in between. So we're just putting that Champagne 101 underneath. I like it underneath this hollow. It just kind of gives it a pretty nude glow. And we matched this to a Fenty outfit that was a champagne nude shimmer mesh outfit. And I was a little obsessed with the outfit. I thought it was gorgeous, not for me, but for someone else. Those simple were actually my favorite set of nails that we did. Nope, you're good. Oh, orange would stick right in front of my face. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're gonna go to Ultimate Finish. Ultimate Finish is what I like to lay my chrome into, and we're only gonna cure it for 30 seconds, guys. Not very long. And I'm doing it you don't have to put a big thick coat on. We're gonna top coat it again when we're done. So this is just to get the chrome to stick. So we're just brushing it on. We're gonna go all the way through. And make sure that I touched this one. There we go. 30 seconds, ma'am. This hand, it's like a bad game of the hokey pokey. Get our finish on there.
I noticed you didn't use any base coat. Is that you don't need to?
If you're doing it over enhancements, there's no need for base. It's actually just a waste of product, and you tend to bulk up the nails, which we don't want to do. What we get a lot of questions about that in itself is, hey, I put gel polish on, my nails looked fine, then I put gel polish on and now they're all bulky. And it's because you may have needed to do the nails actually a little thinner than you did, because gel is going to add some strength to it. Okay, so we have our chrome, and I'm gonna lightly touch it. I'm gonna start in the middle because I don't want this to be like an amazing, like completely silver. I want to see that nude through it, so it's such a light touch, guys, and just wiping it through really hard. Oh, I wanted this one so bad for my vacation. I should have. Now I'm jealous. Not just jealous of your doggone it, your tiny, nice nail beds. I'm jealous of your design. It's all your fault. I'm gonna have you go in the light. Now, the trick here, guys, if you notice, I had to go into the light, and the reason being is it doesn't need to cure, but that gel underneath is still sticky, and I didn't cure it all the way, and that just helps grab that chrome even more to the nail, and it keeps our clients occupied. They're not digging in their purse, they're not playing with their hair, they're not doing whatever it is that they like to do to ruin our nails. It is a technique to keep them occupied, but it also does if you're doing a glitter press, pigments, hollow, anything like this, it really does help to kind of just really establish a good grab. Yep. And back to our finish. Let's put this on. Now we're gonna get a good amount, so we have a nice, beautiful seal.
So would hollow powder like this be one of those instances you use a separate top coat for like glitters and everything?
I always recommend a separate top coat for all your art. Glitter, hollow, pigments, any of that should have a little separate finish gel, or I would probably have 2 of everything, stain resistant, depending on what the job called for. Go ahead and we're gonna make sure we cure it for 60 seconds now. That way it relieves the frustration of trying to pick out glitter out of a pink and white or your ombre or your nude set. And people go, well, how do you know which one is your glitter and art one? Believe me, it'll be, glitter will be pressed in permanently into that cap. You will know.
Same thing with like an acrylic brush, have a separate one for glitter acrylic.
Yeah, if you want to save yourself frustration. Now, we all tend to accidentally pick up the wrong one, and then for some reason, we insist on trying to finish the whole set with it. But do yourself a favor. Get a separate one. Okay, so we're gonna get her rose oil out. And
I really can't do anything.
Nope. You're good. You're done. You're toast. Rose oil. Oh, I do like this one. Well, that one's dry. I just like to feel the sides to make sure nothing is hanging over. Sometimes you do top coat and a little piece kind of hangs over. Looking for Sharpies, make sure everything's good, that we covered everything. Ooh, mesmerized. And then we're just waiting patiently for the other one to finish. Cool. Okay, we are done, guys. And this is our nude champagne holiday extravaganza. I don't know. You name it, I don't know. But I like them, whatever they are. Thank you, Kira.
Thank you so much for watching our nail videos. To check out more, head right over here, and to subscribe to our channel, click right over here.